Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for showing so much love and support on my first video. And I got some couple of messages on my Instagram and Facebook handles asking me to make some videos in English or in Hindi with the topic called abroad education. I know it's a very big topic which cannot be covered in one single video. So I have decided to make bit by bit more videos in near future. So today I'm going to focus on what kind of different institutions or different options we have and what is the differentiating factor among them. That's going to be our major focus for this video. So let's dive in. So I'm sure that many of you have come across with different kinds of dudes saying that, bro, I got into a Canada college, so I'm flying to Canada in a couple of weeks now, so I'm so happy. And there could be other guys saying that, bro, I got into a university, top ranked university, so I'm flying to maybe US in a couple of months. And then the other guy comes in saying that, bro, I got into a business school, which is top leading business school, so I'm flying to Europe in some months. So the big question is, hold on, like, basic point is all of you, maybe all the three of you are going abroad, but what makes a difference? Like, what is a university, what is a college, and what is a business school? Aren't they the same? No, they are not. There is a differentiating factor that is what we're going to focus majorly on. Let's talk about the university. So, as you might have known, people could be flying abroad for laws, maybe medicine, maybe business, maybe information technology, maybe arts, maybe science. So, it could be anything. So, university is basically an institution which could be dated back to some hundreds of years and which were well established with a very theoretical subject line which actually helps you to achieve your PhD programs or doctorate in one specific field. That could be medicine, that could be law, that could be business, that could be anything. So basically a university is a big umbrella under which you would have different disciplines. That could be law, medicine, IT, arts, etc., etc. And what is a college could be. So before getting into the college, let me add one more point in the university topic. University basically provides education across all the ages. Maybe I would say undergraduate, graduate, postgraduate, and maybe PhD or doctorate too. But coming to the college, they do not provide postgraduate or doctorate. So they are limited to undergraduate courses only. And the other differentiating factor between a college and a university is university has broad range of segments or maybe courses, covers everything. But coming to the college, they are really narrowed down and focused on some specialized courses crafted based on the corporate needs. But as I said, colleges are majorly for undergraduate studies, but not for the graduate or maybe the postgraduate studies. Now let's talk about business schools. So most of you might have wondered what exactly a business school is, why there is so much hype in this modern era, especially for business schools. So think about it. When you have a university is handled by some board members or maybe one top head which is overseeing everything. So it could be sometimes difficult to overview everything, and being business as one of the major important transformation factor in the modern era, some business schools have evolved, specialized themselves particularly for business courses. So when I say business courses, that is actually an addition to a law. Let me be very clear and when I use law here, because nowadays people are more reactive, more responsive, especially from the point of society, and that's the reason this law is playing a major role inside the business school. That's why some of the business schools have cultivated or maybe accumulated some part of law courses into their business studies. So now let's come back to the business school. So basically the business school is a kind of institution which is specialized in courses particularly related to the business studies. So for say MSc in Management Studies is actually a business school course. Masters in Management is actually again a business school course. And even MBA is actually a business school. I do agree, MBA could be given by the university, but that is more broad. But when you do an MBA from business school, you are more specialized and you are very close to the market, and you are up to date on what exactly happening inside the market and what could be the gap in your resume or what could be the gap in your skill and how do you cope up with it. So that's the basic difference between university, college, and also the business school. And one important thing, Business school covers undergraduate, graduate courses as well, wherein college covers only undergraduate course and the university covers everything under one umbrella. So once you have decided on the difference between university, college, and school, the next very big question comes to mind is, okay, what to choose? But before choosing a school or university, what is the factor that makes us to choose it, right? So the immediate factors which come to mind is rankings. So when we say rankings, there are only two. There are more, obviously, but there are two reputed rankings called QS ranking and FT rankings. So let me be very clear what exactly the QS ranking would say and what an FT ranking would say. So QS ranking is basically applied to all the universities majorly which were dealing several disciplines under one umbrella. And coming to the FT rankings are also called as Financial Times rankings, which were majorly focused on business schools, and both of them have a different methodology in providing the rankings. Let's talk about the QS rankings per se. So QS ranking has a different kind of methodology to evaluate the university. That could be staff student ratio, that could be the faculty citation, that could be faculty research, and also sometimes academic reputation, and sometimes international faculty, and sometimes international student diversion inside the campus. But coming to the FT rankings, it is a bit different. FT rankings majorly focus on the ROI of the student who was graduated from that particular business school, and it also considers the network of the alumni, the commitment of the communities inside the school, and also talks about the diversity and inclusion and what kind of research papers they are being published. Are they really up to date in the market or not? So there are several lot of aspects which comes into a picture when you talk about FT rankings. Back to the baseline, if you're looking for a university, follow the QS ranking. It's just my opinion. And when you look for a business school, FT ranks are the best. There is one more aspect called accreditation, which is really funny that nobody speaks about this, but which plays a crucial role. So there are so far three major accreditations called EQUIS, EMBA, or AACSB. So these are called Triple Crown accreditations, which gives the highest standard of education quality across the globe. So the funny fact is, people think most of the business schools across the globe are triple accredited, but no, that's a very big mistake. As per my research and as per my understanding, there are 155 plus business schools across the globe. I'm talking about the reputed ones, and amongst which only 1% per se, or maybe 2%, are triple crown accreditation. So that's a very big differentiating factor before you select a business school. So I'll give an example. As we know, IIM Ahmedabad, IIM Bangalore are top institutes in India, especially for the management courses. But how many of you know that these are not triple crown accreditations? They are just single accredited business schools. But out of which, yes, there are three Indian schools which have triple crown accreditations. So one is IIM Calcutta and IIM Indore, and the other is ISB, Indian School of Business, which is in Hyderabad. So that's the major differentiating factor. So now let's talk about how do we decide on a particular business school before making any mess in our mind. It's quite simple as that. So when you have an FT ranking open in front of you, always select the top schools. So that's what general people would say. But in my opinion, you first go to the FT rankings page. Links are given in the description, and then check which school does provide the course which you are really interested into, and is it really accredited or not. Mark my words, there is something called accreditation to the school and the other thing called accreditation or the recognition to the course. So this is a very, very crucial step. Even though your school might have been in FT rankings, even though your school might have been accredited, but sometimes those courses are not recognized by the local authorities. So that is a very big major step which the abroad aspirants are actually missing to figure out. So what happens if you miss this aspect? Let me be very simple on this. For example, if you come to any of the country, maybe Europe, Canada, or US, you have selected a school out of the FT rankings, especially the business school, and you thought the school is accredited and everything is fine, and you opted a course for, say, maybe Master in Finance. I'm just giving an example, that could be anything. And you have studied that course, okay? And as per the exchange or the international laws, when you opt for an abroad education, especially US or maybe Europe, you are actually legally allowed to stay back in that country for maybe 6 months or maybe 2 years, depending on the rule, on the regulation between those two countries. But the funny point is, those law is applicable only if your course is recognized by the local authority. But nobody displays this fact. In my friend's case, he was actually been to Europe in one of the leading business school, and unfortunately his course was actually not RNCP certified. So when I say RNCP, every country has a different code name for that. It's just a local authority name for education. So it was not RNCP certified. So when he actually went to renew his visa, asking that he would like to stay back in the country and look for a job, and his visa was rejected. And the reason was your course was not RNCP certified. Even though his school is a grande école, that means FT ranking, and it's one of the leading school, but unfortunately the particular course which he opted is not RNCP certified. So always be very careful on which school you are selecting, which course you are selecting, and also check with the local websites. There are a lot of websites depending on the country. So go to their sites, type the course name or type the course number, and it will pop up with the dialog saying that this is registered or not. If it is not registered, never ever choose that course, because it is just waste of your time, efforts and money. To one last point, many of the people, especially coming from India, thinks that if the school is serious enough to make any contribution to the society, they will majorly make you to work from morning 8 to maybe evening 9 or 10 on a project, and you will be mentally disturbed and you will be majorly focusing on study. Never ever think in that aspect. First of all, we are coming to abroad to develop ourselves personally and also professionally. So when you select a business school, always look what kind of associations they have, what is the alumni network they are maintaining across the globe, what is the success criteria, what is their placement report in the recent months, and what is their median salary range, and what kind of employers or the companies they have been partnered with. So these are the key things that you should really care about. Dig deeper, contact to the concerned personnel on the website for that particular course, and have this information handy before you make a very next step. This is a very crucial point, because the more exposure you have, maybe through the associations or the communities inside the school, the more exposure as an individual you do get in abroad. And major important point is network. So to get the network, you should have an international community around you. So these are the other important points which we should really be focusing on before thinking anything about the abroad education. So that's it for this video, and in the coming videos I will try to put a lot more information specifically on maybe Europe or France, and I hope you really like it. And if you do, please hit that subscribe button. Comment below. You can reach me on my Instagram, Facebook handles, which were given links in the description. And I have also given FT ranking link and other links which I have talked about in the video. So feel free to go through them. And if you really want to have any video on a specific topic, or if you have any specific question, please comment down below. We will definitely get back to you. And if you think that is not something which can be put on comment, you can directly reach me on my Instagram or Facebook. You can directly message me, hey, this is what I was looking for in abroad education. That could be funding, that could be loan, that could be the program which you're really interested of, that could be the career opportunity, anything. I'll try to cover as much as I can, and that's it. So just keep smiling, stay safe, and yours, Indian Kurradu.